And now. Hey, how is everybody doing out there? Hey, how's everybody doing? Hey there, you were jamming, weren't you?
I was snapping them fingers and popping them.
When we had Miss Eileen on last week, she did the same thing. Same thing. She's grooving out a little bit. That's awesome. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? I never ask how you're doing. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there.
Good.
Yep. And I'm coming in from Greer, South Carolina, or Greenville, South Carolina, upstate South Carolina. That's where I am. I'm sure there's some people out there.
What does upstate mean when
it's like
when it's like a rectangled state? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
Like there's no panhandle. There's no,
Yeah, no, I get it.
Pointed down. You know what I'm saying?
It still has an up and a down, though. If you're looking at a map, there's always an up and a down, right? I mean, I guess Tennessee doesn't have an up and a down. It's all left and right.
Yeah, there's middle. There's a middle. You can say middle.
Jeopardy. What state touches more other states than any other state?
Well, you already said it. You already said the answer, but
that's right.
Anyway, this isn't Jeopardy, so I can give it away.
No, that's right. Oh, this isn't game night? I thought it was game night. Oh,
no. I like Russ's response. I always love Russ's response. From the state of confusion.
Very true. I hear you, brother.
Right.
I hear you.
That's right. We got Jalin here.
Low country. There we go.
Glad you made it. And before we show where everyone is from, I do want to show this because these happened while before we went live.
Right before we went. Look at
Before we went live, Jalin joined the YouTube membership. Want to tell you that we appreciate that, Jalin, and so did Bill. Thank you for that, Bill. We appreciate you as well.
Appreciate you guys a bunch. A bunch, yes.
We got Mike and Ron.
Ooh,
and
good.
Speaking of Tennessee, that's right.
From
Andrew
Hermitage.
That's right. And Jalin says she was jamming out too. So there you go.
I love it.
Bob's made it from Washington. Love it. 56 and sunny. That's amazing.
Lots of
love
community members watching today. Don't you see that?
That's right. That's right. Love our community members, each and every one of you. Mark in Huntington Beach, California. And I love how everybody is all over the place. Like there's no
it's a little member circle. That's so cool.
Yes.
Love it.
Mountains versus low country. That's what Jalin has to say about
that. Okay. I got you.
I see. All right.
She's trying to state of confusion. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't forget, folks, if you're watching this in replay or on mobile and everything, you can just scan that QR code right there. And
even if you're watching live, you can scan it.
Absolutely, you can. That's true. If you have a phone, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go. Monrovia, Canada. Oh no, wait a minute. That was California. Never mind.
The Rams won the Super Bowl. Now, I have nothing against the Rams. I'm just not watching football these days. So
there you go. Ooh,
wait a minute. Does that mean minus 50 degrees here today?
And is that Celsius or Fahrenheit or some other kind of degree? I don't know.
That does not compute.
Doesn't sound too good.
No. Let me be the first to say the colors of Heather's outfit and office match perfectly.
She did. She color coordinated that. She worked
that out.
Not on
purpose. It's just one of them things. Yes, exactly. Miss Sheila is in the house. You're right. Yeah, 68 degrees here. Very bright and sunny. Now that is weird because it's February, but I love it. It sounds great. Upstate is generally the north of the state. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tom.
Wingle, what's up? How are you doing, brother? From a thumb. That's right. He's on the thumb on the mitten.
He's in the mitten, the thumb. Yeah, that's right.
I love it. I think that's so cool.
Approximately
Awesome
50 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, that is cold. I agree.
Yeah.
Very nice, Rich. Love you too. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Awesome.
Hey, check it out. Peachy in the house.
Peachy in the house. Love
wow,
it.
That took us a few minutes to get through all of those hellos and heys and how
we
are you.
appreciate it too. We do.
Really
and I love
that.
I've noticed a thumbs up and everything from Scott Greenstone over on Facebook. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate you. Appreciate that. That's nice of you to do. Oh my goodness. Anyway, sorry. A little bit of a residual cold going on for me there. Yeah, so let's talk about the topic that you guys probably saw the banner before the show even started, but we're gonna talk about communication in a digital age. Okay,
or
so
digital,
yeah. Digital, yeah, or whatever. At least I think I spelled it right. I hope I did. Anyway,
yeah, you did. Yeah, you
did. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, when we were preparing for this one, I was like, okay, we talk all the time about productivity, trying to save time, trying to save, some money, right? Doing small business stuff or whatever. Trying to save our energy, trying to save our sanity. Right? So we're always trying to find ways to do these things. And communication is a big tool. I mean, it's a big key to everything that we do. No matter what business you're in, if you don't communicate, you're probably going to miss the mark and you're going to miss some money, right? So so we've had these conversations a few times and we've talked about different tools and all that kind of stuff. But what we wanted to talk today about was kind of some of the hang-ups, I guess, that there are with all this. Like, is it really saving us time?
and hold on. See, so how I got this started, because I kind of started this and I said, I have two different email addresses, one that I collect stuff with and then just my regular email, and then I have a work email that I have to get stuff through that as well.
And I said, hey, I used to have that and I kind of miss it because now I have all my spam is coming into one place and I don't have separate lives for separate things. It's all happening in one thing and it's a little bit more hectic. And so that is what started this
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And so what I want to know from you is, having those two emails, is it helpful?
Or I kind of wish I did like you. I kind of, because to be honest with you, one thing, if it was coming into one place, and sorry if I can't talk right, but I am kind of a little bit under the weather, but it would be kind of cool to be able to separate that and say, okay, now it's time for this particular part of my life. Okay, now it's time for this part. I do like having one separate email though for just things I sign up for and junk stuff. It's kind of what we used to use. I mean, I miss our landline for that. I used to have a landline.
Oh, landline. So that was one of the questions we were going to ask. Who has a landline? If you have a landline still, please let us know in the comments below. Yes, I have a landline. I want to know. And so you're saying you don't.
Russ gave a thumbs up real quick. I don't anymore, but I wish I do, because that used to be our repository for never answering the phone, but it would get all the messages like from our doctor's office.
Would it still ring?
No, it goes straight to
it went straight to a voicemail. Okay.
Answer machine. Yeah, we actually still had a square. You remember those little square answer machines?
Yeah, like a box on Rockford files.
Blue button and a white button.
Rockford. Sorry, I just totally dated myself saying Rockford files. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you just.
And if you knew what I was talking about, then you dated yourself right back at it. All right. So Andrew says, so glad you didn't say digital communication, because I don't do sign language, which we had a conversation about sign language as well.
He must have a camera in here watching us or something, because
I do like my separate lives. I like to call it compartmentalizing. Okay, so like you have a little box for work, you put the box up on the shelf, you pull the box down off the shelf, and you put the box back up on the shelf, right?
So you asked me though about my specific email, my two. I kind of wish it was together, because then I could lot my time instead of, oh, here's another thing that's ringing me or notifying me or something like that. It would be kind of nice to have it all here where I could just kind of get to, like, I'm going to get that in time
Oh,
spot.
but you know what happens though when you have
Yeah,
everything in
talk to
one
me.
place
Talk
like
to me.
that,
Yeah.
you have to organize it. And
Mm,
when you first start out, like you don't realize what you're
I
organizing until you are swimming in emails that are from 5 different places or
I got
4
you.
different lives as it were,
Good point. Good point.
compartments. So I've spent a lot more time organizing my email than I ever did before when I had 2 emails, because when I had 2
So
emails,
so
this was
really not a
work,
time saver.
this wasn't.
In your eyes, not really a time saver because you're still having to work it. Either way, you're having to work it, right? I
Either
mean,
way, you have to work it. Yeah. Either way, you have to work it. It's just what kind of work you're doing. So let's take a look here because lots of
yeah.
people responded with
Oh,
whether they
good,
have
good.
landlines or not. So we have keep a tally, right? We got 1 from Rich, 1
Yep.
from Russ, 1 from
Got it.
Jolyn. I
Got it.
simply can't imagine having only 1 email address. Well, that's Andrew. Andrew can't. You have more than
You don't
one
count.
personality, so
You
that
don't
doesn't count. Oh, there's one for a no.
no. I got it.
Okay. All right, you got no. Yes
Mhm.
from Andrew. 2 landlines from Mark. Do I count that
Wow.
twice? Heck yes, I do. All right.
Yeah. No,
And
you're awesome.
we got a thumbs up from Jolyn. And yes, I have a landline from Sheila. We know we've heard your phone ring because you are a busy gal. Your phone rings quite often. Um, yes, ma'am, I have a landline. Hi, Michael. How are you doing out
It's
there,
all
Chef?
yeah, Michael.
Um, my wife will not let me get rid of it. So that's a yes from Ron.
Yeah,
Um,
that's definitely yes.
oh, he only gives out his home phone. So here now
I
this
like
is a
that.
good point. I'm gonna leave this one up
I
for a
like
minute. Um, Russ is saying he does not share his cell phone number. Now, I know
that.
several people who do not do that. They only give out their
Mm,
landline phone number and they
mhm.
never give out the cell phone number because what they say is when I'm gone, I don't want your phone call.
That's right.
That's why I have a phone
When I want
yes,
that's right.
answering machine over there.
When
All
I
right.
want you to bug me. That's right.
That's right. I use it for junk stuff and it saves me
Yeah.
on my cable bill. Okay. That's a
Yeah.
good point because you bundle it.
Yep.
Right? Did we
Yep.
count Rich already? Did Rich count?
No.
Yes,
No, I don't think
yes.
so.
No,
Oh,
we
you
did
did?
that. We did. Yep. But my home phone
Mine's
rings my
easy to
cell
count so
phone.
far. I got
I
my
know.
nose.
I know.
I'm doing
9 to 1. That's where we're at right now. 9
it.
landlines to 1
Oh, well,
no landline.
that's not fair. Your
Okay, but
home phone's
you don't have a landline.
I know. Oh, that's
So
true. That's me.
that's 2,
Two.
and I don't have a landline. So
That's
that's
three.
3. There you go. All right.
Right.
Compartmentalizing works too. Yes.
Yep.
Landline is VoIP via
Yeah,
Comcast
yeah,
plus
that's the same
cells
thing.
for
It's
each.
landline.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. I would definitely count
Mhm.
that.
Yep,
So
so that's
that's
like a
10.
yeah.
That's 10. I find I make time for each life or compartment. Exactly, Jolyn. And that is what I
That's
missed
kind of where
before
we're going.
when I had 2 emails, I
Mhm.
would set up times when I would actually work the work email.
Yep.
Mhm. Yep. Yep. Now they just sort
I
of
find
happen
it's
whenever
easier
they
when it's
happen.
separated like that. Yeah, not but I understand where you're coming from though too.
Mhm.
Yep. Oh,
Thumbs
down
down
to
for
that.
the landline.
My
So,
gosh, now we got 4. I'm
mhm.
not gonna catch up to you though. I promise I'm not gonna catch up in this one. Be sure if you're watching this in replay to tell us in the comments whether you have a landline or not.
All right, Rich has a whole lot to communicate with. He has a watch, a Google Max Hub, an Alexa Show 5,
Mhm.
cell phone, a laptop, and my landline. Wow, Richard. Um,
No pots? P-O-T-S?
yeah, I don't know. That must be a Canadian thing. So no
Mhm.
landline for several years now. So he's a no. He's a no. Donna's a no. So that's 2
Wow.
more on your hand. How
I
many you got
know.
now?
God, we got
Okay,
6 now.
okay. Well, you're not showing, so I don't
I
know that
know.
you're keeping. May need to get a landline for our door buzzer to work. Okay, that's a good point.
That's interesting.
Reasons to
Never
have a
thought about
landline. If you
never
don't
thought
have a
about
cell phone, you can't do what is it? Two authenticator thing, whatever?
two-step
Two-factor authentication.
authentication. Yeah,
Yeah.
two-factor, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, here's something that's interesting. At work, we can't have a landline. It must be mobile for us to two-step authentication with certain companies. And I'm like, I'm not putting my personal cell phone to authenticate my business stuff. I said that ain't right. You can't be doing that. So I don't know why they did that. Yeah, I don't like that part of it. But
all right, talking about 2 emails. Andrew has 3 Yahoo emails, 3 AOL emails, 3 Comcast emails, and 5 Google emails.
Okay. Whatever.
We'll never catch up to Andrew. I mean, like, that's not even a goal to have, right?
And then I'll send something and say, I wonder if Andrew got my email.
Yeah, but he replies within about 10 minutes. So
yes, that's true.
Don't even ask.
That's why I always text him. I always text him. Oh yeah, Andrew, I text you. He turns his phone on once a month. So
yeah. I have my landline for all those I don't know and don't give out my cell phone number. So Rich is on the same page as that. Plain old telephone service. POTS. Got it. Got it. Got it. Look at that. All of you guys who know what that means. Awesome. Saves $50 a month. Very good. I wish Google would let us change the names on Google things. Right. We agree. We've had that conversation before as well. Okay, so landline cell. I keep forgetting I have Google Voice and should use that as my junk number perhaps. And I do actually have 2 phone numbers. I don't have a landline, but I do have a phone number that I use for work, which is a Google Voice number. And that one, if anyone ever questioned like their community membership, the phone number that you get is a Google Voice number. So you'll actually be sent straight to voicemail. And then I get a text of your message on my phone that says that you call me. Yeah. So it's actually really cool. I like that. That's a neat feature.
Absolutely. 100%. This is crazy. So
yeah.
I don't have 5 ones. How many do we?
I don't know, Tom. I don't know. You'll have to let us know on that one. Oh, I think what Rich is talking about is changing the devices that you say, hey, G.
Yeah, hey, G.
Instead of saying, hey, G, maybe you could say, hey,
mobile
Sylvia.
Or hey, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yep. Robin said landline and mobile.
Yes. So that's one for me then. Where are we at? 11? I think we're at 11.
So.
At least 20 emails that I monitor, plus the day job ones. Oh, Mike, you and Andrew, how do you have time for anything? And then Jolin says, it's a good idea feature with Google Voice. Thanks, Heather. Yeah, no problem. I think when we did one of the Google Voice shows with...
It was Kyle, I think, wasn't it?
Yes, Kyle, yes. And he talked about how you can forward those and you don't have to get notifications. That was perfect for me. It's just what I needed.
See,
saying hi to Ethel there. Yep. So we've talked about email. We've talked about phones. I want to hold off on the next thing and mention this. What if you have 2 cell phones?
I wonder why you bring that up.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah, now that is crazy. And that's something that I was testing and trying too. One thing that I was saying, okay, I'm going to take junk calls on this one and not on the, and try that and do that kind of thing. And I was doing it for the purpose of the reason I got an iPhone was because one, I would be knowledgeable when people ask me questions about it and having questions in our community, our tech community and stuff like that. And I could give a response that was somewhat, oh yeah, no, I can't do that. Or yes, I can do that. Or yes, this is easier and that kind of stuff. But I found that notifications, certain things that I had to turn on in order to get it, it was weird. It was just weird that I had to have it on both things. So I do certain messages. Go ahead.
I have to ask, do you have the same notifications coming on both phones?
On certain things I do.
You do. Oh my gosh, that blows my mind. That truly blows my mind because I cannot even fathom you getting an email, just as an example, an email notification on both phones for the same email. That would drive me bananas.
But I kind of told you why I did that was because this new iPhone, I've got the Super Max Pro 13 mega, whatever, add a whole nother superlatives there and come up with whatever. And it takes beautiful, beautiful pictures and video.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it
true.
really does. It is so nice compared to the one, and not that my other one takes bad ones, but I'm just saying it's
No.
just
But
beautiful.
when you sent me a recent photo, I was like, "Oh, holy crap. That camera is amazing." Yeah.
So I
Anyway.
was like, so for me, sometimes I'll have just the iPhone, believe it or not, and I'll leave my other one either in the house and I'm out doing something or whatever, or vice versa. So I was like, oh my God, only my regular text messages come through my Android. So then I was like, okay, I'm not getting that. I need to get, and so then, so I had to turn messages on for both. And you're right. It does drive me crazy. But now I got two watches. See, I got my my Apple 7 watch and my Android Tick watch. All I have to do now is I can
Okay,
just
so wait a minute. No, I'm not gonna let you just skip right over that because that's just, so you not only have 2 cell phones, but you also have a watch for each cell phone that
hey,
you
come
are
on.
wearing at the same time. Is
I have
anyone else out there a little
I have
confused?
2 arms.
Okay, okay. I'm not even gonna say a word.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Oh
Love
my
it.
goodness. All right, all right.
All right, here we go. Let's
So
get to
so what were you saying about the notifications though coming on
no,
the
let's
watch?
get to some
Because
comments. Let's get to some comments. Quit
well,
picking. Go ahead.
I really wanted to understand, are they're not the same notifications on each watch though, right? So
Sometimes. Some
sometimes,
of them
okay.
are.
Well,
Some of them
forget it.
are.
All right. Jolin
Some
says, "I did have 2 cell phones and gave up the second number." Okay. I
emails,
like
yes, okay? I'm gonna tell you right now. Emails, yes.
email, you get email on everything, but you
On
do
both.
that because you do not wanna miss, ever. I mean,
Not an email. Because it
that's
might be
your,
work,
like,
it might be my personal whatever. Yes, I get those. So
okay, so this kinda ties into what we're talking about. That is your, like, number 1 form of communication though, right?
for
Because
the
of
most
work
part, yes. Yes, for the most part, yes. It's
and
isn't it
because with
interesting how text message has become that though? I mean, this how
yeah,
text message has evolved into that.
yeah.
I mean,
It
because I've had this conversation with people before. Text messaging, almost everyone answers their text messaging, almost always.
mm,
If you get a text message, you pick up your phone and you look at it. If it's an email notification, and my sounds are different for those two things. So when
mhm.
I get an email, I don't necessarily always look at that.
Interesting,
Yeah,
interesting. So, okay, so this is kind of a pet peeve of mine is that how much people are using texting,
I know, man.
businesses specifically using
Oh, we
texting
are.
to
We
communicate.
are.
Okay, so I have a hair appointment this week. They text me the reminders. I have a dental appointment. They text me
Oh,
the
yeah.
reminders.
You know what I
They
do?
actually text me the confirmation, and then if I don't confirm with replying with a C or whatever,
Yes, or whatever. Yeah,
then
exactly.
I don't have an appointment,
You know what I do on
even though I
those?
made the appointment in the
I
office.
know, I know. You know what I do with those? They have a significant ringtone, and I don't look at that right away.
But how do you significantly ringtone them? You do it after you've gotten one, right? Like, after you
Yeah,
get one, you
I
look
hear
at
the
it
ringtone,
and you're like, "Oh."
and I'm not no, the ringtone goes off. Oh, I know that's an
No, no,
appointment
no.
one.
But
Look
you
at it.
had to set that up first.
I do.
How do you do that? How do you set that up
If
before
it
you
comes
get
from
that?
this number, so if it comes from this particular number, when you have that number set up,
Right,
once
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Once you have it coming in, then you set that up. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Prior
yeah,
to that moment, you get a message, you're like, "Oh, I got a text message. Crap, it's
right.
another one of those."
So now I have to right
Yeah,
then I say, okay, change this ringtone to this particular ringtone. And I know all of those coming in, that ringtone. And you
yeah.
can set it up ahead of time. A lot of times I say, I'll tell them at the office, say, hey, give me that ring. Send me something really quick, just a quick notification. They'll send me a notification and immediately I change that ringtone to that.
Oh, see, now
While I'm in the
all of them that I've been dealing with personally in the last
Mhm,
couple of months
mhm.
have all been, like, it's not them doing it, it's the computer system that
Oh,
does it, and it's on
all
a
right.
reminder schedule, so
Oh, I see.
you'll
I got
get
you.
they're like, "You'll get a text message."
But it's
I don't
usually
want
like
a
to a
text
number.
message.
Like if it's 8367, hey, text so and so to 867-325 or whatever. A lot of times that's all it
Right,
is.
that's
I know what you're
Jenny.
saying.
That's
I'm not-
Jenny. Right. Sorry. Just another moment of
Whole
dating me.
other thing. Yeah, exactly.
All right. So what is this? I have Magic Jack and have had it for years. Tell me what this is. Do you know what this is?
Magic Jack? Yeah, it's a I don't know.
Okay, he will.
Because I don't have it. I don't know.
Robin said I had one for work and one for personal. So had as in doesn't have 2 cell phones now. So that's Mike said 1 physical cell phone, day job, plus 2 digital phone numbers. Right. Oh, see, now getting all kinds of fancy because now you got phone numbers that are ringing differently for whichever number they're calling in as, right?
Yeah.
So you know how to answer that one, right?
I love Android screen call that they've got now too for the pixels and stuff. Oh my gosh, it's so awesome.
Bill says one with phone feature and another one that connects to Wi-Fi for games and crap. Yes, I actually, I physically own two cell phones, but only one of them is an actual cell phone. The other one is more an online device. Yeah. Congrats with the iPhone 13, sir. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. I know Peachy's still out there, and if he's watching, he'll be like, "Oh my God, he's got an iPhone. I can't believe it. He's gone to the dark side."
Some duplicate notifications. Yes, there are some. I have a box with phones in it. None are active except for the one I use as a camera. Very good, Rich. Only 2 watches? I mean, really, you have a lot more room on your arms.
I only have 2 arms.
But you have room. You have room, like whatever. 2 watches for a minute. Yes, exactly.
I have 1 set to Pacific and 1 set to Eastern.
You should have 1 set to Heather time. I mean, why? Because then you'd have to change it, though. But anyway.
No, Arizona's just weird, and they never change stuff. And
the nerve to talk about my emails. Exactly, Andrew.
That's exactly. Great point, Andrew. Great point.
I won't wear a watch. I want my Google Glass. Jolyn, I think this is almost like Mert's domicile, right? For Jolyn to mention Google Glass, like she misses it so much. I feel so bad for you.
I know.
I'm trying to click on that one. There we go. All right. Hi, Roz. We're glad you made it. She says, I'm on my iPad with Twitter, and then I thought to come over here. Well, thank you for joining us.
We're glad you made it. All these members out there. I love it. You guys.
Love the community. You guys are the best. So Mike says, my kids don't answer text messages in a timely manner, and neither do mine, which is really interesting.
It's interesting. And I think that's a specific parental kind of thing. If I text message my kids, I get a response immediately. And that's the only way I'll get a response.
You threaten them with life.
If my wife texts them, sometimes it takes 30 days. I was going to say minutes, but I said, no. And I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. And she gets so pissed. What? You heard from them?
Oh yeah, that happens in my house too. So here's what's interesting about this. I don't know if it's an age thing. I don't know if it's
set a flame on the.
Oh yeah, you just definitely hit a button for sure. That's so funny because I live with 2 of the kids. Okay, 2 of the kids live here, and neither one of them responds to the messages in what I would consider a timely manner. Now, their personalities are completely different, and one of them is definitely more responsive than the other, and he is a more responsive, talkative type of person. So I kind of expect him to be that way. The other one, this is the way he sees it. If it requires an answer, if it requires an answer, like if you asked an or question, for example, this is I have to learn how to communicate with him, right? You ask an or question, meaning you gave him 2 options and he now has to respond by typing out one of those answers. You're not getting an answer. It's not going to happen. If you ask a yes or a no question, then you may get a Y or an N, depending on what his answer is. So it's about personality in this house. That's the way I see it.
I got you.
Anyway.
Or you could do like I do, Heather. I send you a duo message, a text message.
Oh my gosh. We could have this conversation. So this is communication in the digital age with Michael, everyone. Okay. You will get a text. Okay, not you. I get a text message. I get a Duo message. Back when we had Allo, I got an Allo message. I get a Google Chat message. I get
That's
an
a
email,
text
and
message.
he uses multiple features within each of those apps. So I may get a video message from Duo. I may get an audio message from Duo. I may get a note message from Duo. Oh, and then there's Instagram with the instant messaging. Yeah.
Twitter, whatever.
And it's all to say, "Hey, I'm in the show. Are you coming?
Yeah.
Hello?"
But I always get a response
No
for
wonder.
whatever reason. I always get a response from you then.
It's no wonder. Yeah, I'm trying to stop the next one from happening. It's just
Stop it. Stop it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So Chef Mike says,
Mhm.
"I refuse emails as well as push notifications on my cell phones. If I didn't, I'd go loony." I know for some people, Eileen Smith has told us this too. She does not have notifications on her cell phones. Like that's
Mhm.
just not happening. And that's a really cool thing that you're able to do that. I personally do everything on my phone. So if I didn't, I don't turn this computer on often. So if I did
Right.
turn it on, and have to walk into 400 messages, I'd be in big trouble. Plus, I would have missed your call or your whatever. So
Whatever. I think all in all, though, communication in a digital age, I think we've hit a lot of
yeah,
lot of things, and I've heard a lot of things today from different people and different ways to do that and different ways to
yep,
manage. And do you feel? I'm just curious. How do you feel? I mean, do you feel like it's
yeah.
helping you, or do you feel like it's productive? Do you feel like you don't miss out, or I don't know. I mean, I'm real curious to see
I don't
how do
know.
you feel about the
It,
digital age? I mean, and
it's a
I'm asking you.
fascinating question. Yeah, you're asking me first. I know you. This is really for the audience, but
Yeah,
what I think is a fascinating part about this whole thing is that we started off by saying we talk about different ways to increase productivity and to save time and energy and to maybe even save our sanity. And we're kind of talking quite a bit about how much of our sanity isn't being saved by a lot of this stuff. But I will say that the one thing that I really do enjoy is that immediate conversation that can happen. Like you and I can have conversation between our Google Chat or even through
great
Duo
point.
or whatever when we are not able to actually sit down and have a meeting. So it's
Great
kind of
point.
nice to be able to say, "Look, I was thinking about this. I don't know what you want to do with it. Here's an idea." Or I'm just jotting this down because later I'd like to talk about it when we do meet, that
Great
kind of a
point.
thing. I like that we can do that when we're having those thoughts. There are many times though where I'm really, really wishing I could just shut it all off and walk away from it for a spell. Now, you can. I will say this, you can. You can actually and there have been many times in the past where I've told you, "It's Sunday, I don't do this." Like, this I'm not
Mhm.
even turning on my phone on Sundays sometimes. Um, yeah, I think it's okay to do that. I think it's okay for both. It's okay to say, "It's great that we can communicate immediately, but I think it's also okay to say, 'I'm gonna shut this off for today or this week.'"
God, very well
Yeah,
put. I love
yeah.
that. That was a great answer. I hope you guys out there have some great
I
answers
know,
to
I would
this.
like to hear what they say, yeah.
Yeah, because in a lot of ways, I do think it's productive. In a lot of ways, I think it's counterproductive. I think
Yeah.
we're I think we count on stuff too much too sometimes. So in my opinion, sometimes it's like if there's an emergency or what they think is an emergency, someone thinks it's emergency. They text it and
Mm,
boom, and so the text word doesn't always translate to a physically hearing someone's conversation.
mhm,
Oh, I
mhm.
didn't mean that to be. I didn't mean you to react
Oh,
bad and
so
all that
true.
kind of stuff. And that's in any conversation.
Yeah,
Or
so
I've heard my wife say a couple times in conversation, she'll say, "Oh, what do you think she meant by that? That's very
yeah,
rude."
right.
And
Yep,
and
I've
and
had
and
that problem as well,
it
yeah.
doesn't come across that. I said, just
Mhm.
call and ask, find out.
Yeah,
I think we miss out on some of that part. So that's the part that for me, I think I don't like that part of it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
and
It
I think your point is very is crucial to point out again is communication goes beyond the one thing that you're using. So if you send a text message and you don't quite get the response you were hoping for, or you receive one that you don't fully understand, it helps to actually communicate with voice
I,
so
I
that you
think
can have that connection with that person and actually work out some of those problems that before they occur.
you and I have been
So
through that. I mean,
absolutely.
we have a pretty awesome relationship, but sometimes you're like, well, I kind of took this as you
Yeah,
saying
I
this.
did not like when you said da 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 da.
Immediately get in a conversation. That's not at all what I meant. Here's what I meant by that, and then you say, yeah, that makes sense. That makes
Right.
sense. I think
Right.
it's really important.
And that's the key, communicating. That is the
Mhm.
key, communicating. So to all of this, we communicate, but you got to communicate well, and you got to communicate clearly. And if you
Exactly.
can't do it through a text message, then pick up the phone and call for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Rich responded with to our question or to your question. I feel great, he said. It lets me hang out with others in different states, etc., on various apps, which I think is
Awesome.
awesome.
Awesome. Fantastic.
I
And I had a great
feel,
answer too.
I feel like I have a digital leash on 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
No, I
fully
get that.
understand that.
Yeah, I get that.
Since I move around a lot, I find it's helpful to get incoming regardless where I am and which device I have with me and I'm using.
Valid
So there
point.
it gives you
Valid
freedom.
point.
That's
Valid
pretty
point.
cool.
Be able to
It
go wherever
depends.
she wants, but still get what she needs. Yep.
Yep. Andrew says it depends on what I'm actually doing at the time. I get the conversation. Yeah, true.
Yeah,
For
that's a good point.
Andrew, and I can see this too. This Andrew is very clear on I'll do that when I'm ready, not
Mm-hmm.
just because you texted me or because, whatever it is.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Absolutely. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Russ says my emails, I do not expect a quick response. So for you, it's about how you use the thing. So you don't expect somebody to respond quickly with an email. Okay. I'm sending an email when I have time. I would like you to respond when you have time.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great way to look at it, Russ. I love it. Evening within my own home, from room to room, and when I'm out in the world as well. Exactly.
Does that mean he doesn't want to look at it though? Like he won't look at it until he's ready to look at it? Is that right?
Probably.
Good.
I mean, if that's what he expects.
I just sent you an email, Russ, and I'm sending you $100 if you answer in the next 2 minutes.
Yeah, okay, sure. All right. So Russ said chat, hoping for a quicker response. So you're using them in more of a like I'm using this type of chat or this type of communication because this is how I expect the person to respond. So that's an interesting concept because it's kind of like the like button, right? Everybody has a different use for the like button. For some people it's because they like what they're seeing, and for others it's like they just want to acknowledge that they let you know that they've been there or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's all in your head though. Nobody else knows what that means. So that's kind of an interesting concept. Interesting.
It is. Yeah.
I will remember this, Russ. When I get a chat from you, it's important.
There you go.
Rich says, it lets me know what's going on, and I use Duo for things too. I don't get to see relatives in other states. Yes, so this helps you connect with people.
That's a good point.
Is great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's great. Russ did say, I try to respond quicker to chat messages.
I get it. I get that too. I understand that. Can relate to that. I do too. I try to respond to a lot of things. I like to be responsive, but sometimes it's just like I need a break, or I just like, okay, I just need to just stay away from everything for a little bit, and everybody understand. And if they don't, then I just needed that time to whatever, and I just kind of do that sometimes.
Tom says, I understand with that misunderstood text. Yeah, I bet we all have some sort of a story to go along with a misunderstood miscommunication of some kind. I will use text to ask if they have time for a call. Beautiful.
That's perfect. I do that quite often. I say, hey, look, you got a quick second, give me a call real quick,
Yep, I think we've done that. We've done that too. Hey, can you Duo? Yeah, all the time. Yep.
Yep. Absolutely. Because sometimes
and this is a great
seeing the person helps a lot too in the conversation. It goes
absolutely
by quicker than typing or you're driving or something like that.
That's why we like Duo so much, because it does do that for us. It allows us to say, look, I'm having a rough day, or I'm really happy, and you can see it. You don't have to I don't have to tell you I'm happy or I'm not good or whatever.
Video message or an audio message. It's so versatile in what you can do. I wish more people would communicate with Duo. I really do.
Yeah.
And anybody that's out there, community members, anything, just send me a Duo. I mean, with you physically telling me, either voice, if you're not in any condition to, like, if you're sitting in the bathroom, don't do it, because Heather doesn't like that when you're in the bathroom and you just
No.
just
That's a whole different show, Michael.
Make sure that's a voice message on that one. Voice only, no video. No, I'm kidding.
Or use the note feature at that point.
Yeah, that'd be even better.
Jolyn says, yep, it's healthy to be able to turn it off and walk away for a bit. And I think that is a good point and a great place to end it on, because we talked about keeping our sanity. And I think this is really the key to keeping your sanity. It's not about another gadget or another app or another anything. It's having that healthy stance that, you know what, anything that came in, I can walk away from right now. I can take a break, and it'll still be there when I'm ready. So
absolutely. So be sure, if you're rewatching, we would love for you to put those comments, anything that we said during the show, be sure to put your comments in there. We would love to hear that. I love hearing that kind of stuff. Get those responses. We're going to talk about it in the Backstage Pass. We always do with the community afterward. We do a Backstage Pass. Go ahead, Heather.
I was just going to say, there's going to be some more communication back there.
Exactly. And we'll talk a lot about this, I'm sure. I'm sure a lot of stuff will get brought up. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate the 2 folks that we had sign up to the channel, and the ones that have already signed up. And you guys know who you are, because show up with a little circle around YouTube membership. So we appreciate it. Yeah, just like that. There you go. See, we appreciate you, though. Thank you, folks, and we will see you next time. Heather, thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you, Michael. Have a good one.
All right. See you, gang.